I tell you what, Adam Montequia, he actually brings up, dude. Gabe
Yeah,
Flores got upset, boy.
yeah.
He and how, brother. So, guys, we'll go ahead and talk about that first. We'll touch on Oscar Valdez right after that, since Adam Montequia just brought it up. Yeah, he was upset and shut out from start to finish by, well, heavy handed journeyman Luis Alberto Lopez, who also now has an upset victory now over Gabriel Flores Jr. and had an upset victory over Andy Ventus, who was subsequently dropped by Top Rank as a result of that outing. So, can we now call Luis Alberto Lopez the Top Rank prospect killer, Coach? Because that was a slaughter from
Oh,
start to finish. Uh,
oh, yeah.
the judges at ringside scored the fight 190 twice and 98 to 92. Gogi, what happened? Because Gabriel Flores Jr. at 130 pounds was one of their top prospects, Top Rank, and he just got annihilated. What happened to all the braggadocious talk leading up to that fight?
He fought a fighter. Okay, this is professional. He found out, like I said last night, what professional boxing is about. Okay, it ain't a bullshit 3 round amateur fight with headgear and bigger gloves. You're going 12 rounds or 10 rounds with small little 8-ounce gloves. It professional boxing is a grueling marathon. Amateur boxing is a sprint for 3 rounds. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now this dude Lopez, he just put relentless pressure on Gabriel. When you're fighting a guy that's short, physically strong like that, Renee Tellez that fought on the card. Oh my God, they're tough, man. They might not be athletically talented like other fighters, but they're fighters.
Yep.
They're real hard nosed, fighters from Mexico. You know what I mean? Strong will, good chin, tough, rugged, relentless, and that's what happened last night, Joe. You don't have to be. You didn't have to. He didn't have to have Sugar Ray Leonard type talent. Okay, he
Mm-hmm.
just, he just. You can see he's a blue collar worker. Okay, comes to work with his lunch pail and his hard hat and goes to work. Okay, and that's what he did last night. Flores, like I said this in the introduction, he doesn't have no. He doesn't know how to fight in the pocket to neutralize the guy's pressure coming forward. See, Joe, you got to neutralize when you're fighting a tough, rugged pressure fighter. You got to neutralize their pressure. If not, they're going to just keep coming and getting that momentum, gaining that confidence. And what happens to you? Your confidence starts shrinking. You start getting tired. Okay, you know, once your confidence starts going away, panic mode starts sitting in. But you gotta,
Mm-hmm.
man, look, people out there, if you're watching, amateur boxing, you can get away with it 3 rounds and staying on distance, moving and moving, jabbing, out pointing them and all that slick shit. Pro boxing, you're going like 10, 12 rounds now, man. You got to be able to fight at all the distances, like I always say, long
Mm-hmm.
distance, medium range, and in the pocket. And during the fight, what do you call it? It transfers to all ranges. You might be on the outside, all of a sudden the guys in your chest, or you
Mm-hmm.
might be you might be on the inside, fighting the guy. Then all of a sudden you could take it back to the outside, or the fight might be what do you call it? Inside. You might bring it out to medium range. There's all the scenarios play out in a fight. You don't know what's going to happen, but you got to be able to handle a fighter at all ranges. The hardest fighter in boxing is a rugged pressure fighter, relentless pressure fighter with a good chin. You better know how to fight him. And Gabriel Flores, you can see he didn't have nothing at long range, okay, to hurt him. He's not a big puncher, okay. He didn't have exceptional boxing skills, aka Pernell Sweet P. Whitaker. You know what I mean? Uh, to outbox him, outfox him, out maneuver him in the ring. So he didn't have nothing to put respect in floor. Who's that guy? Lopez is, yeah. He didn't have nothing on his punches. to put no fear or respect in Lopez early on. That's why Lopez just kept coming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so, hey, Joe, you got to learn how to, you're going to be facing them tough, especially in the lower weight divisions. 135 pounds down, them tough
Mm-hmm.
Mexicans. These fighters from Mexico, I see a lot of them everywhere. I go, oh man, this guy ain't got no skills, but when I watch them spar, oh my God, they're relentless. Yeah, they're relentless. They keep coming, So you got to have good skill sets and how to neutralize that pressure where they're not coming forward, gaining that momentum, gaining that confidence. Okay, but that's another story, man. If I had to talk about inside fighting, I should, that'd take up damn near an hour of my show to explain all this shit. You know what I mean?
And Joe
Nagano
Chaz
the
brings
same
up a
way.
very good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
Maidana was a brawler that same style,
Oh,
and it seemed that
rugged.
Gabriel Flores, he couldn't anticipate where some of those punches were coming from. They were coming
Yeah.
at such odd angles, and he just kept coming and coming. Now we're going to talk about, well, the more controversial issue. Should his dad, because Tim Bradley was very vocal saying, you know what? His dad needs to call a halt to the bout because it's not even competitive any longer. He's just getting
Yeah,
his
yeah,
son
yeah.
beat up. Your thoughts on the stoppage, and is Tim Bradley correct in his assessment that Gabe Flores needs to replace his dad as head trainer?
Or bring somebody in that can teach him all the stuff he's missing, which I just talked about. He needs to bring somebody in that can teach him all that. Okay. What else? He should have stopped the fight earlier, but you got the daddies in there, that machismo shit.
Oh,
My
geez.
son is tough. Nobody could stop him. In the meantime, he takes a beating and everything. You know what I mean? But Tim. I like Tim Bradley. He calls it like it is. He doesn't play politics. He's not politically correct and everything. I bet you he voted for Trump, Joe. But anyway, he's not scared. He's not scared to voice his opinion. He's not
Yep.
politically correct. But anyway, I could tell Tim he's a hard nosed man. The way he fought is the way his personality is. His dad brought him up being mentally tough. Okay, and Tim, he don't give a shit what people think. He's gonna express his own opinion. But everything Tim was saying, he was dead on. He was
Yep.
dead on.
All night long, he was dead on.
Yeah.
In lambasting Oscar Valdez and the WBC with the drug issue, in assessing the holes in Xander Zayas' game, in his toughest bout to date against hard-nosed Jose Luis Sanchez, in praising Junto Nakatani. He was spot on all night long, and I tell you what, he's the star of this weekend, in my opinion. And you will never see a commentator like that. And I have to give credit to ESPN and Top Rank, because you will never see a commentator like that on a PBC show, ever, or on a DAZN show, ever.
Glorified cheerleaders.
Yeah, they got rid of Paulie Malignaggi for that reason.
Yeah, Paulie was like that. But now you got these guys who are waving their little pom-poms. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But before we move on from Gabe Flores, Coach, because of that devastating, and I'm going to say it, ass whooping that he received last night, or on Friday night, how long should he take or step away from the ring? How long should he let his body recover before he gets back into action?
Oh, nowadays, hell, man, when a kid loses, man, when a kid loses, especially a hot prospect, their heads all, their heads all big and swelled, like, oh man, ain't nobody gonna beat me, I'm the man, because everybody that that's around around you's kissing your ass, telling you you're gonna be the next star and this and that, all of a sudden somebody, when it pop nowadays, when these kids get their balloon popped, their psyche's destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that mental toughness and resilience to bounce back. I'll give you an example. Back in the days, Mexican greats, Salvador Sanchez, he lost in a 4-rounder coming up. It didn't affect him. He came back and see how good he was. Jose Luis Ramirez, he got knocked out when he was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't affect him. You know what I mean? And the list goes on. You'll see a lot of them. Pintor and all them guys got beat coming up.
Yep.
All of them were protected by 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 skilled matchmakers like Brad Goodman. Okay, they fought. You know what I mean? Nowadays, these motherfuckers are. You know what I mean? They're engineered, like Steve Kim once said. They're engineered to be champions. Picking the right fights and all that.
Yep.
But anyway, I was gonna say is, can he bounce back? Hell, I don't know. Not nowadays, Joe. These kids ain't got that resiliency, that mental toughness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Carlos Barderas, when he got knocked out 2 years ago against Renee Tellez, hell, man, he was out for 2 years.
Yep.
Me personally, he got a whooping. No sparring. 6 to 8, 9 months, no sparring. Let his brain heal, man. Okay, let his psyche heal. But, still work out, still train. All right? Still work out, still train. Work on the stuff that you need to do to get better, like I talked about. But no sparring. Then you bring him back. But, it's all about how mentally tough he is, how mentally resilient he is. And, can I say something, Joe?
Go. Yeah, it's your show, Coach.
When he was with Rick Maragon, Rick did an outstanding job. Built him into a little big-time ticket seller in his hometown, Stockton, California. Did over 10,000 people his first time. When he fought there, he did 10,000 people. How many people how many fighters in boxing say they could do that? That aren't world champion. He did it. A lot of it was Rick Maragon and his hustle. Then all of a sudden, he changed managers and everything, and I guess they had a different philosophy on the direction on what they wanted to do. To me, I would have kept him in his backyard. Okay, when you're in your backyard and you're putting asses in the seats, you don't have to fight guys like that Lopez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rugged, awkward, relentless fighters like that. What the fuck for? You find lesser competition. You know what I mean? Why the hell you want to fight a guy like that for when you're putting 10,000 asses in the seats? And that's the way the promoters do. But when he left Rick and went to Jay Prince, I don't know, things changed and everything. So, to me, that's what he should have done and everything. But he needs. I always knew he was a good inside fighter. I've seen him in the amateurs. I've seen him in the pros. He never had to, you know what I mean? I can see his deficiencies. Now this Lopez exposed his deficiencies. So, but he should take some time off. And I want to see his right here, Joe, his resilience to come back. Okay. All right.
Yep.